So I am going to show a few of the Contrib views modules that Bob alluded to or listed at the bottom there. I'm going to show entity views attachment, draggable views, views data export. I'm going to show what a context display mode actually does when you're using panels. And I'm going to show the menu tab thing that is hard to explain unless you're looking at it. And one of these will be my entry into the coolest view contest.
Jason,
just so there are entries.
Can you actually show us a draggable view example?
I'm going to show you some examples. Draggable views. If you've used something called node queue or entity queue, they were helper modules to arbitrarily place content into lists that you could sort and then say in a view, I want you to use that sorting order as the order to show these in instead of publication date or alphabetical by title. It's pretty slick. The way that draggable views works is that you create a view, you create a controller screen. I typically use the page display for my draggable view. And what you do is you actually add a field onto that page, which gives you the little handle that we'll look at it in just a second to move it. So I'm going to show this example as a site that I built. And here we have resources. They wanted to spotlight 3 resource items on the home page, but how do I know what order they want to be in? Should we be able to put those in whatever order we want? Yeah, I guess we want that. Okay, I can do that. For sure, man. All right, so the nice thing is I have the core module contextual links enabled here. And because I have a draggable view created, I can get right to it. So I can edit the view, which is what I'm looking at, or I can order those items. I'm going to select order view. And it's just taking me to a page. I typically put these all at like admin / content / order / whatever thing I'm ordering. And I have handles, and I can drag them in order. And I can save it, and it's going to take me right back to the home page and show them in the order that I changed them.
Wow, that's really cool. Is that an example? Is that going to be your contest entry?
No, that's not cool.
Not cool enough.
That's not cool enough.
Not cool.
It's very useful.
It's useful, but it's not
cool.
It's not cool.
It's still cool.
Nah, it's not cool. So very quickly, I'm going to show what that looks like, if I can find it. So this is what it looks like in the Views admin. I have my master display, which is controlling what I want the public to see. And then I have this other one that we'll click over to order things. The order display is a page, but you'll notice here in fields, I have a field called Draggable Views Content, which gives you that little handle. So it's quick, it's easy. It's draggable. It's view. Ava, entity views attachment. Entity views attachment provides another display mode for your view. The cool thing about it is that you can create a view and then attach it to something, another node type, for display on that node. Bob's example was using teams. Say you have a node controlling each team on the site, and then you have team members that reference that team node. you can create a view of team members that triggers off of their relationship to the team group, and then you can attach that view right onto the team node, and you control it just like you would any other field in the manage display settings. And I think I have an example here. Yes. So here's a project that Will and I are working on for municipal codebook. All municipalities have laws and they have a structure. In this instance, the structure is title, chapter, section. I'm oversimplifying. Every chapter belongs to a title. So when I view the title, I want to see every chapter that belongs in it. And since I can't create a chapter in the absence of a title, I have to reference the title from the chapter. So chapter 1 of 50 belongs to title 50. So on title 50, you'll see I have this little display here. And if we look at it quickly, we can see, hey, that's a view. How did that get there? If we look here at the manage display fields for the title node, and I'm going to just A/B it with the fields. The fields for a title are the number, the heading, and the notes. You'll notice in my display I have number, heading, there's footnotes, but I have this other thing here. It's an extra field. It's a great name. That's what we call it. It's an extra field. Ava creates an extra field on a node type that you specify or other entity in the system. And then you can drag it around just like any other field for display ordering. Where'd it go? Where's the main? Where's title 50? There it is. So this is just a little view that I've created and embedded back on the node. So let me go to, I don't have Views UI turned on. Title chapters. So we are showing the content type of chapter if it's published, but we're filtering it by context. So we're pulling the content ID of the page we're on and inserting that as an argument to say, if the chapter belongs to the title page that we're looking at, show it, and we've attached it to nodes of type or bundle title. It's a really small, simple, and awesome module that helps you do some really cool stuff. Ava. Let's see. Panels. If you don't know me, you don't know that I love panels. If you know Kirk, you know we have long debates about this.
Kirk loves context.
When you install panels,
You have to install the page up.
no, I think it's called the FU Drupal module. Panels provides this pretty cool display mode called context, which, you know, what does that mean? I don't know. And at some point in my life, I decided, well, let's create one and see what happens. It's actually really cool. One of the challenges if you go to a panels-based site is that panels controls the layout of everything. So things like the Manage Display tab or a Views page become kind of anomalies in the system because they aren't truly controlling what shows up on the page. So I'm working on a site right now that has news. You've probably built a site like that in the past. You write articles. So I have a content pane here with things that have been featured or promoted to front page. So I built, just for demonstration purposes, a context display of this view. It's the same thing. It's news that's published, and I'm showing the image, title, and teaser fields. For fun, I've added just a text header and a text footer so that I can demonstrate context. There's no kind of advanced filtering on this. When you create a Views context display, by default, you don't see it. It doesn't show up anywhere. You don't know where it goes. So, since I'm using panels to control all of the layouts in the site, I've created a news page. Panels allows us to load in other contexts from the site to access that information. So I've added the context of my news view. And so now when I go to place content within my display, I can do things like this. I can add content, and I can call the context of that news view, and now I have access to each of the constituent parts of the view. I can show the whole thing, or I can show the header, or the footer, or a row. If I've exposed any widgets, I get a little display for that. So I built a page here. And so you can see I've laid out the view header at the top, which is a full width container. I've added a single article to the top, which is also a full width container. And then I have these 3 columns at the bottom that are pulling information from the same view, but I've broken it up. So I'm taking rows 2, 7, and 8 in the first column, and I want to display the image, title, and the teaser. In the middle column, I said give me rows 3, 6, whatever, you do the math, 9, but I don't want the image. And then in the last column, I said just give me the title. And so here's what it looks like. I've added the views header into one section, the first row of the view in this second section, and then I've decided show me a views row, but limit the rows by 2, 5, 8, and 11, and I can also specify which fields I show. It's really pretty cool if you're in a panel space. Especially for these types of views where you need to offset, right? I need to show the first result in a complete, like, image, title, teaser, and then everything else underneath it, I need to show just the title linked to that page.
So where are you controlling what context is available?
So when you use,
In the view, or
it's in Page Manager. So when you use Page Manager and you create a page, you load the context. So we would say, add the view, news, context, add the context. Once a context is loaded into your page display, you can access things. It's very similar to views. Like when you do a relationship, once you add a relationship, many more fields become available to you. So that's what the context display does for views. It's kind of an edge case, but it is pretty cool, and it's nice to know how it actually works. All right. I think we're getting to my entry into coolest views just because you need,
Export is your entry?
because you need entries,
Yeah.
and this one has a few things going on.
Yeah, I want to bite something.
All right. Views data export allows you to create a view that the most common use case I have is I'm running a report and it's a table, and at the bottom I want a button that says download or CSV. It advertises that it can export into CSV, Excel format, doc, text, and XML. And it can do those things, but as I found out this week, Office 2013 doesn't really know what to do with CSV files, apparently. It's too complicated.
Oh my God.
And so it just loads everything into a single column.
That's only if it's not escaped properly.
It used to work. No, I've changed it 3 times.
Because I use CSVs all the time.
I have too for years, and it's been fine.
Like I use them literally, I'm still using computer card CSVs.
I mean, I was as baffled as you, Kirk.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just did some big time imports from CSVs in the 2013.
Well-
Excel, they were all good.
Yeah, so what you have to do is you have to import it. You can't just double click it and open it.
Correct.
You have to actually run the Excel import for
Correct.
CSV and use the import wizard.
Yes.
Which, if you're giving phone support to somebody on Windows and you don't have a Windows machine in your office, is difficult to do.
Absolutely.
I proved that it could be done on Office Mac, but yeah, a virtual box with a license for Office.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, no thanks.
I can get you a license for all.